Ooh, what's good? My name is Axotol, and today, my friends, we're going to be checking out the Bandit class for Elden Ring. If I think what it is, this is indeed the dexterity-based class. He does have good options, as you can see over there on the right side underneath the stats. First, we need a name. Bam. Surg. After that, the keepsake. If you've seen the other videos I've done so far on the other few classes, Golden Seed is your best option. Pick it. It's literally better than anything else here. Trust me, you won't go wrong with it. And I'm not going to explain anymore every video. Crimson Amber Medallion is not worth it. There are better stuff early on. This isn't worth it. This isn't worth it. This is whatever. It's fine. Don't pick this up. You're not going to use it until quite a lot longer down the road. So in terms of stats, he's level 5. Again, that doesn't matter. In terms of leveling, the higher level you go and the more levels you put into your character, the less your starting class actually means. This is more so for the beginning experience, because you don't have access to a lot of stuff right away, especially if you are starting the game blind. So yeah, that's about the only difference between the classes. And this guy does have indeed a ranged option, which is very nice. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, so as usual, and as in the other videos, we're going to go to the church. We're going to go to the outpost, which I still don't know the name of. And then we're going to be going to the wolf cave, which I still don't know the name of because I don't pay attention to that stuff. I'm also going to be skipping through as much dialogue as I can because it doesn't matter. So that thing that pops up as soon as you enter the world, the gesture, that is something you get if you pre-ordered the game. So if you haven't pre-ordered it, well, I think you can still get it, but you need to beat the game with somebody in a co-op session that has the gesture itself. Something like that. It's very hard to get it. So here we are. We have a great knife, which is a dagger. It has quick step. Quick step does have iframes. This little jump right here, it does have iframes. We have a short bow. We have a buckler, which actually this has a unique, or it's not unique, but it has a different text to it. It is faster than a regular parry. Okay. Wow, that is actually pretty fast. So this kind of parry animation where they kind of spin their arm in front of them, instead of just swinging it outwards. I believe there is more parry frames, but that doesn't really matter. Our great knife does have bleed, so you can bleed people. We also have a lot of dex and a lot of arcane for some reason. I don't know what's going on with all of this arcane stuff, because the hero class had all of it too. What does arcane do? Discovery. So discovery is basically the amount of items that would drop from enemies that have a random chance. It just gets increased. Holy defense, vitality, and some sorceries and incantations. That doesn't matter really, unless you're doing like intelligence arcane or faith arcane type of build. From that, we also have a short bow with 30 bone arrows. There's nothing unique about the bone arrows. There's nothing unique about the short bow. It does have the skill barrage, which I think you hold it down. Let me see here. Oh wait, wrong one. So you hold it down, and then you spam whatever arrow you want, and there you go. That's how it works. In terms of the bandit mask, his armor is pretty lightweight, so expect to take a lot of damage. Not that it matters, because these games aren't known for being very like defensive heavy. A lot of your skill is going to come from rolling. That's how you take literally no damage, and that is what the game is based off of, instead of the physical defensive stat. Although it does help, because you can't dodge everything unless you're, you know, a professional at these games. So I'm going to start this off right here. I want to do some range. I want to try and kill this guy as best we can. So the short bow also does have its own rolling attacks. However, they are going to be... Ooh. Oh, come on, we're not even dead. Alright, well... I will mention you can kill that guy. He does drop something that I believe is unique to only him. And you can only fight him once. So, keep that in mind. It's either do or die when it comes to that guy, and most of the time he will just straight up die. So when it comes to dexterity-based weapons, usually they are really fast. They don't hit crazy hard, but you can hit and then be able to dodge really quickly. So that's the kind of idea behind it. There's no real need to two-hand the weapons, because they don't have that good strength scaling. So if you can run out with, you know, a buckler, right, then I recommend doing so. It'll make your life easy. Also learn how to parry. It'll make this game much easier with a great deal of enemies. Most enemies can be parried in this game that have a weapon, like a physical weapon that isn't part of their body, right? I don't know which bosses you can parry, but there are a bunch of bosses in Dark Souls 3 that you can, and it makes those fights a cakewalk. So go here, get your Lost Grace, talk to that guy. He's gonna call you a loser with no girlfriend, and then he'll give you the option to sign up for Melina's OnlyFans. So, alright, that enemy right there, the dude on the big horse, stealth around him, don't fight him. You can fight him and you can kill him, but it's going to be a very hard fight, and he has moves that will kill you in one hit, I guarantee it. But if you want to get good at the game and pound the game into your bones, then I recommend killing him as one of the first things you do. But before you actually kill him, you still want to come over here to the church, because there is a Lost Grace, which means there is a checkpoint. And the run's just faster. Plus, you fight him on the better side because it's open and there's not a lot of terrain to go through. So this is a shopkeeper. Talk to this dude. He's going to have a lot of good things for you, like the crafting kit, which is a big mechanic in the game. This smithing table is how you get all of your weapons and shields and catalysts up to +3 only. Weapons can go past that, but you need the actual blacksmith for that. So if you've been following along with the other intro videos, we're going to go over this way. Hopefully not die to these guys. I guess I should mention, this has 110 critical damage. That means for ripostes, like backstabs and parries, they do more damage than... They do more critical damage. God dang, man, I suck. Than something that would have a lesser number. But I believe the base is 100. Bam. That is very good damage. So if you parry them, you get an easy kill. What about backstabs? Let's check out their backstab on this dude. I guess I should mention there is a tutorial area. Whether you're a Souls veteran or if you're first time playing one of these games, I recommend doing that. You do get a gesture for your troubles, as well as a lot of good knowledge about everything. There's a lot of new things in this game that aren't in any other game before it. So I recommend going through that before even heading out or up the elevator. So don't go to this place yet. Instead, run over this way. There is a Site of Grace here, which again is a checkpoint. This Site of Grace specifically is also how you get your horse. And it's also the NPC that lets you level up so you can get stronger. And bam, there we go. Make sure you sit down, and then we're going to skip through this because you know, spoilers.
Have they served? But you, I can turning to aid you. You need only to the foot.
Alright, so make sure you accept her offer. If you refuse, I don't know what happens, but it probably is not going to be friendly to your player experience. So as you can see here, bam, we got a level up. I also forgot, if you picked up the golden seed, you can go to the flasks tab when you're at a site of grace, and you can add a charge to the flask, and bam. Congratulations, you have an extra heal. Very good, very good. So now that you got your horse, do not put him in these slots. I'm not even kidding. Don't put him in these slots. It's not worth it. Instead, go over to the right side to your pouch and use this. Put him here. Put him in one of these 4 slots. And because if you hold down, I believe it's the interact key. I don't know what it is on PC, so I'm just going to say it's the interact key. You can hold it down and then bam. You can press the button, whatever button that would be. And yes, you can double jump. But we're not really going to use them, so off we go. So there are 2 important items in this camp, as well as 2 weapons. But those weapons are... well, it's nice to have all of the weapons, but it's not the end of the world if you miss them. So make sure you come over here. You can get the great sword. You can check the great sword stats out. While we're here, make sure you kill this guy with the horn. If you let him, if he sees you, and you let him do his horn thing, then he'll alert the entire area and literally everybody will come running at you. So this little pillar thing with all the text on it and the purple thing here, these are the map areas. You walk up to them, get the item, you get a map, easy clap. And now your map isn't empty. See? So if you are using this class, I don't recommend using the greatsword because the greatsword has quite a steep strength requirement. You can two-hand your strength, and that will multiply your strength by 1.5. So if we two-hand our weapon, we go from 9 to about 13 strength, like ghost strength. But that is an easy way to meet the requirements there. So as you can see, we don't really do much damage to these guys. And then all of a sudden we do a big hit. Right? That big hit, that is when you fill up the enemy's bleed meter. Not every enemy can be blood, like skeletons, you know, obviously. Or anything made of stone. Things that are highly resistant to bleed. But it will do a huge chunk of damage. So, if you can see at the bottom of the middle column, it says causes blood loss on buildup, 38. I don't think you can change that number anymore through scalings. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that is a status effect that does, that's where a bulk of your damage will come from. So if you come over here, bam, you get the flail. Can we use the flail? No, we need 18 dexterity and we only have 13. But we don't need the strength requirement. We don't meet the strength requirement. However, if we two-hand the weapon, then we could use it effectively if we had 18 dex. So if you want that, then go ahead and use it. I don't know what it is, but it has 50 blood loss buildup, which is pretty good. One of the higher ones in the game, for sure. So from here, you know, you got the captain that's been wrecking my face in these videos. That guy right there is indeed quite blind. Ouch. There we go. Parry, bam. Third of his health gone. Oh, ouch. Come on. I'm not gonna die to you 3 videos in a row. Backstab. And here's the heavy attack. It really doesn't do much damage. Ah, here's his friend. So you need 7 hits in order for them to die. You do bounce off their shields, so keep that in mind. Bam. That one didn't cause 7 hits. Oh, jeez. Alright, everybody's and their mother's showing up now. So come over here. You can clear those enemies out if you want to, but it's whatever. It's up to you. And this is the second important item. Do not miss this item. This is another giant mechanic within the game. This is the Ash of War system, as well as being able to change the scalings on your weapons. Scalings and damage types, I should say. So don't miss that item. It's definitely not worth it. If you walk over those glowing things, they may not always be there, but they're scattered throughout the world. If you walk over them with Torrent and spam your interact button, your pickup button, then you get these runes, and they cost 200 runes each, so they're very good for leveling. If you're not on Torrent, then you have to actually damage them with your weapon. So there is one thing that this character has over the previous characters before it, and that is the ability to use range. And that is important in this area because from here, what happened to my... Oh, it got stuck in the rock, you jerk. Bam. You can bring enemies over to you. You can fight them one at a time. Or you can just straight up kill them, you know. I'm so glad that missed. What the heck, man? This rock, I swear. What? What is that, man? Oh my... Oh my, okay. Well, if you're good at the game, then feel free to do it. Oh, there's another one. I will say you cannot parry their bites, so don't even bother. Oh, the other ones are here. Uh-oh. Your weapon is fast, however, which is very good for you. It just doesn't do a lot of damage, so I recommend taking this place slow, so that way you don't mess your day up. Pick up the cracked pot. That is very important. It is a crafting item that is near infinite. At the very least, it is replenishable after you are done using it. So it goes back into your inventory once you use it, I should say. That's the better way to say it. Alright, so here we are at the boss after this dog. This isn't the boss. You can backstab this boss, and since we have a dagger, our backstabs will do a ton of damage to him. We only have 1 heal, but we should be fine. If you want to, you can use your bow. If you get a headshot, it will stagger him. But be careful, because he definitely has quite the range to catch up with you whenever he wants to. And that backstab didn't hit. Hey, we can parry him. Sweet. That move for sure you cannot parry. But we can backstab him too. If it would hit. Ooh. Ah, okay. Unfortunate. So we died to the boss. That's fine. You're not going to be doing a lot of damage to him anyway. You can try and go for bleed, but you won't have the time because you need to rapidly hit him. Because the bleed bar does go down. You can't see his bleed bar, but it can and will go down just over time. So you need to be quick about making sure that it actually fills up all the way. Alright, so this thing on the ground, these are your souls. Make sure you pick them up. It matters way more in this game than it does in any Dark Souls game. I will tell you that much. There we go. I got the second parry. Missed the first one. That's fine. I don't know if you can parry that. Usually you can't parry those kinds of moves. Okay, did not die to that. There we go. I'm too early when I press the button. Dark Souls, I think, is a little bit... The parry timings are a little bit later than that. I don't want to try to bleed him because that's not... There we go. I'm surprised that third one actually hit him. And then, bam. And there it is! He's dead. You get the Flame Drake Talisman, which, honestly, I don't think it's worth putting on unless you... If you have another one. If you don't have another one, then just put it on. You know, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really do much. It just helps your fire defense a little bit. And even then, it's not that much. So this character is definitely difficult. If you want more dexterity type, I recommend doing the warrior. This character is very high skill, but you get the bow. So if you want a ranged option, or if you want to bring enemies over to you, which is a smart strategy, so that way you don't have to fight 8 enemies at once, right? It is a good thing to pick up. I don't recommend this character as your first time. This is pretty difficult. He starts off again with the bow. The parry timing is very easy if you're not bad like I am. It takes a little bit of practice, but you'll see what I mean once you start trying to parry with other shields. This kind of parry is the easiest one by far. So yeah, again, do not recommend it if this is your first playthrough. The damage for the dagger is not much. The backstabs are good, but you can't backstab every enemy like the dogs. You can't critical hit the dogs at all, I don't think. And that's the only thing going for the knife. But if you want to stealth, then maybe you can, but I still don't recommend that because you can stealth with every other class. His armor is also very light. It's almost clothing, which gives you very little armor to begin with, which doesn't really matter in these games, but, you know, armor is armor, so... Okay, and on that note, my name has been Axotol. This has been the Bandit class for Elden Ring. Again, I do not recommend him for your first time through. So make sure you drink some water, and I'll be here when you tune in next time. Now go to sleep.